So, we'll go ahead and start this. Enough delay. So, for your first question, so I was not aware Eternal Punishment has became very pricey. So, I'm gonna show you my copy that I've owned for quite a while, and sorry about the lighting. We've still got a bit of a storm, so I do have the window open so it doesn't look like darkness. But you can see, maybe you can see the OG price tag on there. Maybe you can get right there. Yep, $29 there is what I got for. It's filled with cutscenes from the game, so I don't think it's. Well, I mean, there's the big glare, but I do have a complete copy. So, it is complete. It has the booklet. And, actually, it fuzzed up the camera there. There we go. That's what I hate about web cameras. And it does also include the bonus disc, which I don't know what's exactly on the bonus disc. I think the back says something about like some anime thing. Let's see, yeah, don't move down. Let's see. A non-interactive bonus disc includes anime trailer and interview with the creators of the Persona series. So we might actually take a look at that. Maybe might be pretty interesting. But this is a one-disc game. There's nothing wrong with the case or anything. It does have the sticker from the store it came from on the back. But yes, I got it for $29.99, so basically $30. This goes for like, what was it, like $200 some now? Good luck fucking getting that for a good deal. Man, I gotta tell you, I am extremely lucky for someone who loves JRPGs to have gotten so many of these games when they were reasonable and cheap. Versus now where they are super, like Jimmy Hopper. I was just saying while I was setting up, Jimmy Hopper was tweeting, and he lives in Japan. Jimmy Hopper. He found Suikoden 2 for $1 in the junk bin in Japan. I'm like, wow, and it's like $200 some in America. Oh, I swear, most JRPGs are like fucking looking at like 50 copies of Halo at a used store in America. It's just crazy how unvaluable they are usually in Japan. It's usually shmups that become rare in Japan. But yeah, it's a pristine copy and everything. So I was lucky to get this. Now, I did not get this during my childhood / teen years. I got this more in my young adult years. I'd say, I don't know, maybe mid PS3 life. So I'd still consider myself lucky on the price I got, considering by that time a lot of games were starting to become really pricey. So I wouldn't say that one was as long ago as like a lot of other titles I have. I have a lot of other titles I got on that. Anyway, let's go ahead and boot this up, because I'm sure everyone's done seeing the funky PS3 menu there, because the ratio changed. So this is going to be in the original ratio, so that's why you have the Tartarus sidebar here. We made this quite a while ago for situations like this, so. Now, there's a few things I do want to comment, but I'll go ahead and let the opening video play. And I'll explain things the equivalent of what I may know, like not in detail, but I'll go over a few things here. Well, there we go. Well, listen to the song. Oh yeah. Like I'm like holy crap. I mean, it's not that shocking. It's pricey, but I mean, like I just wasn't aware that the price went up because unlike a lot of my PS1 titles that I actually got during the time, like most JRPGs during the Super Nintendo, PS1, PS2, I got a good chunk of them during their actual life. Like when they were there and that and became cheap or I got them brand new or stuff like that. Persona 2 Eternal Punishment, I became familiar with more Atlas stuff in the late PS2, early PS3 era. Around the PS2 and PS1 era, I sadly wasn't as familiar with Atlas type stuff, so. But anyway, I'm gonna play without vibration. There is, and I'm gonna do this every time, like when Pat and Dan pop in. I'll get a little subjective debate, but we have smoothing on and smoothing off. Apparently it turned itself on. I think for your guys' viewing pleasure, it looks better with smoothing off. On my, because I'm going to be looking at widescreen because it's going through a widescreen TV on my end. I can't change the ratio that easily on my TV. Smoothing off looks very bad on. I mean, if you're familiar with formats and stuff, it does not look pretty on an HD TV at all. So it looks quite horrendous with it off, in my opinion. But for you all, it looks way better with smoothing off. So what do you expect going into the first ever Persona sequel? That's some of the stuff I want to go in. So I'm going to start this with smoothing off. When we get into the actual game, I'm going to show you with it on and off. And I just want to get a little feedback, whatever. I think it looks better with smoothing off for you all. With the proper ratio and not being displayed going through an HD... a widescreen television first, I think it looks better. But, so we'll go with that. Make sure it stayed though. I don't know if the game naturally supports analog. I don't know if you have to assign it. And then see free space KB. So let's select the title. How much memory slots does this? 3 blocks. Damn it! I don't remember how many a block is. We'll assign it there. We'll use backup file, I think. Well, actually, can you make... No, I think I need to actually go to the actual thing, so we'll do that one. Okay. Well, I'm a little... I don't remember how many... I think a block was 8. But, I'd rather make sure I have a memory card than fucking play and then have, some of the game be lost because I'm just going to make a new one so I don't have to worry about it right now. We'll just call it Persona. That way it can have its own memory card devoted to it. Sorry about that. Okay, so, things to talk about. So, first thing, you gotta keep in mind, this is the second Persona game we got. Now, the original Revelations Persona was a localized mess. It was a disaster. They tried to Americanize it, give it a fake location in America and shit. They messed with all the character portrait. Like, they made everyone pale white, like fucking ghost white, practically. Not peach, but like fucking ghost actual white. Like, it's like really bizarre. They changed a lot of hair colors. The main character was given a completely different fucking face in the American version. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking with half the shit they did. And they made Mark a completely different race. They made him African American. Which, You know, if you check out any videos on localization. So, I don't know if this game, because I do know in Persona in Total Punishment for America, they dropped the whole fucking Americanizing it. They went the route of, okay, we're gonna keep it more true. So this is actually going to acknowledge that it's taking place in Japan, but I don't know how that did. Are they gonna say any of the past characters who appeal? Because some of them appeal in Innocent Sin, so I would imagine some of them are gonna appeal in this too. If they're gonna be like, we transferred from America or something, I don't know if they're going to go into that. There was a Pacific character I know from the first game that appeals in Eternal Punishment, who was given a really stupid name in the OG Persona 1 localization. And, I heard, they are like, oh, that was a code name I was going under or something. So, I don't know how they're going to address some of the stuff like that. And there are going to probably be a number of names that are not going to be the same from going from the PSP Innocent Sin localization to this. And any OG characters from Revelations Persona are likely going to still have their OG names unless they do some kind of thing related to explain why it's not or something. Like I said, one character, they're like, oh, that was a code name. That was my real name. My real name. So this is going to be interesting because this is like the first Atlas game where they really went like, you know what? We're just going to focus on what the actual game is. We're going to really actually try and localize the setting and everything and bring the cultural aspect to it as opposed to butchering it. I know the answer to most of what you're wondering, but it will be... Yeah. So, I think, let's say for now that it's more accurate than anything they did. Yes, that's basically what I'm trying to express. They really decided that because the Revelations Persona was greatly hated for its localization. It's considered like the greatest example of how to it's like Victor is a better localizer than whoever. Like these people should never touch a video game again. Like, Victor gets his own criticism for what he did for Lunar. Like, back in, and that's a whole different discussion. Back in that time, I think it was more understandable. But nowadays, well, the world's more interconnected, understands, and knows more about other cultures versus back then. I think it's a lot less acceptable to do that kind of shit. But back then, Victor basically inserted jokes into things of that. But he didn't usually butcher the culture to not to the extent Revelations Persona did. That was a whole different can of localization worms. But anyway, let's go ahead and start. I don't mean to delay, but I just wanted to throw out there a little bit. Unlike my usual playthroughs, where I usually ask people to not spoil anything about other games while we're playing this game or spoil this. Still, I don't obviously spoil this game, but there's about no way we can't talk about Innocent Sin. So, for Innocent Sin, I'm going to lift the rule of trying to not spoil other games. Still voice acting? No. Oh.
Just forget about me. Go on without me.
I don't know if I can forget that. But so we're gonna talk a lot about Innocent Sin during this. So there's just no way because they're so interconnected. It's just not possible, really, to ask people to not talk about Innocent Sin. I mean, the game literally takes place afterward. How could you not talk about it? Great call. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's so interconnected to the story, so there's no way we're gonna be able to avoid that. So, see, it's still on, right? Oh wait, we started. Okay, so So this is what you're seeing with smoothing on. And I think it looks good on my TV. I think smoothing's good when you're actually playing it on an HD TV, but for you, it probably looks blurry, in my opinion. With smoothing off, now it looks terrible on my TV, but I think it looks so much better for the stream. So I think this is the way to play it, because I think the sharp pixels translate better through the stream than the smoothing. I think the smoothing just causes more blur. Yeah, because you're seeing the sharp pixels. They're not good when you're looking at HD TV as the source. Your portion of the source is going through a capture card and software that's making it look good. Well, yeah, if you never hooked up a Super Nintendo to a modern television and look at how it looks, you can't possibly understand what I'm trying to describe. I'm not a technical whiz at this, but it doesn't look as good. Like, if I plugged it into a older TV, it would look really good this way, but it does not look as nice on a modern TV in this format, which is what I think the smoothing was meant for. But like I said, I think we should play it this way because it looks better to you all, in my opinion. But like I said, I'm gonna get a few snippets of. So I'm assuming you think it looks better this way, which is what I think for you all. Anyway, why you look so depressed? Oh man, the portraits they just don't look good in HD blown up on a modern television. Just does not look good this way for me, but I'll suffer for the better looking video. It won't obviously destroy the experience for me. Yeah, I'm gonna get an opinion from my common viewers like Pad and Dan, but I am pretty sure Pad will probably like it this way. I'm not sure about Dan. But the smoothing on for you all makes it look way more blurry, so. The one thing I'm concerned about playing this on a PS3, though, is... Oh, you want to see the... Yeah, I don't think the smoothing looks as good for you all. And how you doing, Strikers? But yeah, I think it looks really blurry for you all. Like, for me, on my TV, it looks better this way, because it's on a modern TV, but I think it looks much blurry going through the stream. How you doing today, though, Strikers? We finished Innocent Sin last Saturday. Yeah. Yeah, I think it looks way blurry on your guys' end. But yeah, when you're dealing with this kind of stuff, it can be tricky for you can't get the best of all worlds that easily. But we finished Persona 2 Innocent Sin last Saturday, so we're starting Eternal Punishment today, which picks up. Doing good. Just woke up a while ago and chilling. Now I do want to warn you, Striketh. This takes place immediately after Innocent Sin, so if you're very concerned about spoilers on that, I just want to throw out to you, this is immediately after the end of Innocent Sin, so I don't think it's going to be very light with the punches on avoiding that. That's what I was just talking about a little earlier. I don't think it's really possible for us to never play them. Oh, that's a shame, because I really actually enjoyed Innocent Sin. I played the PSP version because that's the only localized version we ever got. But outside of them dumbing down some of the difficulty, it was actually really good. Like, Persona 1 is a pretty rough experience. Persona 2 Innocent Sin was really good. So I'm actually looking forward to playing this one, because this is the original PS1 version that we got. And while I'm sure it had some of its modifications when localizing, it's supposed to still be more harder, so... Oh, well, which other Persona games have you played? I'd say 1 is the roughest one I've played so far, so... Well, if you're not too concerned about spoilers, I guess... Persona 3 is a tough entry to get into aesthetically, because the dungeon is basically the same throughout the entire game, aside from the moon events. The moon events are really the only time things change a little. Aside from that, you're just always climbing taller. It's like... And then when you play the Ansel and FES, you really get to see how boring the game is without the social links and the story, and making fusions way harder without the book. Yeah, the dungeon is what did me. Yeah, Persona 4 is where they start being more fresher with the dungeons. Figured out. Oh, really? I guess I'm just too naive. I just I never really realized it till about the Heaven dungeon. It started becoming pretty obvious around that point. But prior to that, I guess I'm just too innocent. I'm too much of a fool, I guess. I doubt you. Did you figure out the true mastermind now? I'm assuming you'll. I say this about all these games, is there's basically always a human mastermind, and then the demigod, evil, good, whatever, hell, Dantine mastermind. That's pretty much always the case with almost every SMT game, practically. So, I'm assuming you're referring to the human mastermind and not the actual puppeteer. I know there's someone else. Now, that's a bit of a shame. Figuring out the true mastermind is a bit of a crazy one. But okay, so if to give you a little context, so you're not completely lost in what the hell is going on here. So, this is a new timeline which continues to 3, 4, 5. At the end of Innocent Sin, the world blew up. One city got to survive on an alien spaceship. And they used the human consciousness to change a event that happened in time. So the characters of the first Persona 2 never met each other, so it didn't cause the events of Innocent Sin where the world blew up. So, but for some reason, this is the main character of Innocent Sin. But for some reason, apparently, he gets to remember it. He remembers the alternate timeline where the world blew up. Now, I would imagine we're still going to be dealing with the same villain, so there's obviously probably no real way to avoid talking. Like I said, there's no way to really not talk about Innocent Sin, so I'm sure we're still dealing with the same villain from the first game. The question is, what is he going to do in this new timeline? These people are dealing with some ritual. Most of the human masterminds are obvious. Yeah, I would probably say, looking at a lot of the human masterminds, most of them usually don't really do a good job of hiding. Am I allowed to make a suggestion? Don't go into the game thinking it's... I'm sure there's going to be a number of differences. I mean, right now, there's always... I'm sure there's going to be a lot of familiar locations, since, as far as I'm aware of, it still takes place in the same city. I mean, if I was the game designer, I would probably try to mess with your expectations, probably. If I was designing the game, I'd probably be like, okay, so, you know, they're familiar with the city, so let's mess around with some things, you know, let's break down some stuff. But in Eternal Punishment, we play as the heroine of Innocent Sin as the main character. So, like I said, some of the names might be different, so it looks like they kept Maya's name. I don't know how many names may be different, since this is going from Revelations Persona to this. It's a real shame we didn't get the PSP version of this, because that has like a whole side extra mode in it. Oh, little you, eh? So she's still looking for the publishing coolest. The game's main killer. But yeah, terrible things happened in Innocent Sin. Oh, did I mention Adolf Hitler was brought back to life in Innocent Sin, Striker? You're next, Joker. Okay, now I mentioned in Innocent Sin I knew who Joker was, and that same instance applies to Eternal Punishment. I do know who Joker is, so I'm gonna admit that. I am aware of who Joker is. But yeah, the whole concept of these two games is that you spread rumors, and rumors are coming true. So, like, mid-game in Innocent Sin, the last battalion that saved Adolf Hitler started, like, propping up. So Adolf Hitler literally invades Japan, like, for the later half of Innocent Sin. It's, like, batshit crazy. You got a crazy cult, Nazis running around, and then, you know, you got demons and gods, and it's just like, what the fuck is going on in Japan anymore? It's like, ah! We never got to see old boss in Innocent Sin. Getting the difficult jobs. I want to see what the menus are like in this, because they changed the menus in Innocent Sin on PSP, so I'm kind of really interested to see what the menu system's like in this. Okay, those pixelated eyes are so jaggedy on the big screen, widescreen TV. I hope they look so much better for you all. The Editor-in-Chief. Oh, and they kept her last name. I think that's how they spelled her last name, so they kept her for the coolest editor. Hates Maya. Lovely. I'm glad it, you know, just straight out tells you that. There's always something and still not married. I wonder why. She's an asshole. Who would? Dream of the rumored student. I wonder if that has any connections, anything. Also, can you hear the music? It's a track that was in Innocent Sin, but it was remixed once here and then again for both remakes on the PSP. What this essentially means is that for each repeat track in these games, there are 4 versions of them. So, in other words, they pulled a Toby Fox, really. They just, like, I mean, Toby Fox used, what is it, the Spider Dance, the Dummy Song, Master Blue, and wasn't there, there was one more song I could have swore that shared a lot of similarities. About a green brat. Who would want to read about a green brat? I thought I was a porn? I'm here to do real journalism. What do you think I am? Kotaku? Oh great, we're gonna go after Joker right at the beginning. So for Striketh, Joker in the Innocent Sin, if you called your own number, he would appear and ask you what your ideal dream was. And if you didn't answer, he would take your ideals away. I believe if I remember correctly, I know what Joker does in this one. I'm not gonna say it yet. Oh, never mind. She already did. So, to my understanding, Joker murders people in this entry, so... I was about to say, it's like, I'm not gonna go into it yet, but it's like, oh, you need to investigate the murders with Joker. And they're like, oh, well, I guess that's already done now. But yeah, apparently Joker in Eternal Punishment is murdering people instead of granting people's ideals. Which, of course, is kind of, in Innocent Sin, it was more like a monkey paw kind of thing. You know, you get your ideal, but it's not like, oh, and you get to live happily ever after. It's like, no, not quite that way. And they kept the school name. So far, the localization, considering we went from a more modern localization of the first game to an older localization of the second game is actually not too bad so far. So, because if you like seriously, just look up a video about Revelations Persona's localization difference between the original and the PSP version. It is just night and day how insanely weird they did so many things. Okay, so we can move out. Okay, let me see if I can do analog. There we go. Oh, sweet, and you can also one using that, so that's good. So, let's see, we can turn that. So, triangle. Okay, squares for the menus. Oh wow, that looks very different from the PSP game. The wheels, L, memory cursor. Nothing with that. Probably want that. Not sure about that one yet. Wallpaper. Seven Sisters, Bafu. So you couldn't customize your menu on the PSP. I probably would go with blue. Yeah, maybe try a few different ones out. Can't mess with any of the other stuff. And they're actually using yen too. Some of the Super Nintendo games. See, I want to see if the flow of combat is really much better in this one. You know, that background might not actually be good. That text was kind of hard to see, actually. Maybe just keep it simple. Alright, moving along. So if we're gonna all the way investigate Joker, things are probably gonna get real fast, probably. See, not sure if I recognize that ex-partner. So they're not partners in this timeline. See, she was a party member in Innocent Sin. This is one of those RPG Maker looking. I'll give you that, Striker. The menu isn't exactly aesthetic. Like I guess when you go from like Persona 5's really like amazing menu system to this, that's probably how it feels exactly. Probably. I played a lot of older RPG games, so it's not as weird to me, but I'll give you that's not very aesthetic. But I want to see, because in the instance and on PSP, combat felt really sluggish. And I heard that was because of how they redesigned the menus in that game. I wish. Well, Maya was always positive, so might as well stick to it. Why not? Always think of the bill, man. Oh, I wonder who that could be. That's probably easy to guess who that is. We'll find out, though. Now, let's, talk to this gentleman here. So, this gentleman is her crush. He died in the Innocent Sin timeline, so hopefully, he doesn't... so her boss broke them up. Well, I guess she's probably happier being with her crush anyway. Calls me Mackie. Yo, Mackie, how you doing? Let's see. It must be one of the funniest impressions when going back from Persona 5 to any older title. The whole aesthetic spin was more or less introduced in that series entry. Yeah, because I mean, I'd say 4 had some style to it. 3 wasn't anything too crazy. All this fuss about Armageddon and the Grand... Oh no, not the Grand Cross. Again. See, that was what destroyed the world in Innocent Sin. Also, it's important to note that Innocent Sin was made in 1999 and Eternal Punishment was made in 2000. So, the story really themes around the end of the world, you know, the Y2K and kind of theories about the world, Armageddon and that. It looked like it was Aiden? Wait, is he a cannibal also? Oh, he uses demons. Is he a demon seminal? I hear digital demons are pretty useful. Now, I think this is the desk she stood by when she opened the well. I can't interact with it, apparently. See, the improvement of the localization is very clear. New characters don't have the names or personalities changed, and the ones from P1 don't act out character. It's going to be interesting to see how the P1 characters act in this one. Especially if Mark appears. Could you imagine if Mark appears? Because they changed Mark into an African-American in the original localization. That'd be like, oh, yeah, I had a Michael Jackson. It'd be like, whoop. Kotaku would be all over that. I could always see the headlines for a Kotaku article. Yeah, I don't think it's a good idea to change characters' race. That could lead to, like, I remember back when 4Kids was doing One Piece. They did that to one of the pirate characters. They changed, I think he was an African American. They just changed him to a pale white character. Like, I don't think that's works either way. Mark danced crazy. That's like the only thing they really kept too, aside from a few of their names being used as nicknames, which I think was a okay idea. I think that was a reasonable idea to do with the Wii release on the PSP. It's like, okay, we'll use the localized names, but they'll be nicknames. They're not going to be the real names, because in these games you get to choose a first, last, and nickname. I'm not sure if we're going to get that option. Actually, you know, we already being called Maya, so actually I guess we're not going to even get an option to do that. Though, to be fair, since, you know, she was a character in the previous game, it would be kind of weird to rename her, but... But, you know, in other games, you get to choose a first, last, and nickname kind of thing, so... So I think it was a good idea to use the original localized names as nicknames. That way it wasn't too completely jarring for people who might have actually been familiar with them. But yeah, Mark Dance Crazy's like on levels of like, you know, in Chrono Trigger, where you're in the future and you go in that machine to heal. It's like, you were fully healed, but you were still hungry. You know, stuff like that. It's just little things like that that stick around forever. Yeah, Silent Protagonist syndrome can be a bit weird. It can be a little bit weird sometimes, especially when you go from them actually being a character and then. Admittedly, that doesn't happen too often, going from an actual character to a silent protagonist in no entry, but I'm not a huge fan. Like, I understand why some games do the silent protagonist thing. AKA, we're probably going to use that sometime later. I didn't tuck this way. She's basically trying to get me killed, is what it sounds like to me, Coverapole. Talk to everyone. I'm assuming, can I go back in now? She still affects the world around her, but instant one of Maya's quirks was over-the-top catchphrases. It's war best time, yes. Probably gonna piss her off talking to her, but they sure can argue. You sure you're not talking about debating? A lot of people always say I'm very argumentative when I'm just trying to debate or reasonably discuss about something. Can't do anything at her desk. Pretty sure that's where she was standing when she won't let me go down the elevator. There's like nothing I can do on my menu. I don't have like a cell phone like in Persona 5 or anything. Ball game. Yeah. I don't know, it won't let me go down the elevator, so I'm not sure. You can't go down there. I talked to all the people. Can't interact with anything on any of the desks. Am I just trapped here because I'm playing on a PS3? Got phones that I can use in here, boss? I don't have any like options over there, and so on select don't do anything. So I don't got like any kind of phone option, so I'm not sure. The Dragon of Light in February's Blue Family. It's like 3 people like talking about dragons, you know. How am I always stuck? I'm trapped in here forever. The new timeline. She can't ever leave her office room. Man, I didn't like how we achieved some kind of bug. Did I? For some reason I'm actually killing and missing. Oh, actually gets a... When I got Mr. Bun Bun. Well, I do have a cell phone on me. I mean, I talked to everyone. Grand Cross and Armageddon. And the Joker story. Double digits. I mean, I literally talked to everyone, so I don't know what the game wants me to do. I'm trapped here forever. Oh, now. What the hell? I literally talked, like... I'm gonna go back, but I literally... Unless there was something, like, it needed to talk to everyone twice or something? The hell? I'm pretty sure I talked to everyone, like, 3 times. What the hell? Triggles, man, triggles. Terribly sorry, that took a while. That was a bit of a bizarre thing. Oh, and they even kept her name. I don't know if her last name's the same, but her first name is. She sells lingerie. Well, I see she didn't get any better with men in this timeline. Oh, really? So everyone got to keep their OG names? Now that's... Like I said, it's going to be interesting to see how... I never played Revelation's Persona's localization. But it'll be... I do know some of the more notorious things from it, though. Deja Vu Boy. Just forget about him. Be trapped here forever. It's a curse. You can't leave the building. The world will end. You know, actually, when I think about it, some people might feel this is insulting, but if you ever heard of the game Y2K, you know, a lot of the big complaints people complain about Y2K were actually ironically used in Persona 2's storytelling, ironically in a way. Like, when you think about the Innocent Sin timeline, like, the whole game practically revolved around Maya. Like how the... Of course, the bigger difference is the protagonist, Alex in Y2K, is greatly hated. Like, people hated the hell out of Alex in Y2K. I think that was his name, right, Alex? I'm actually interested in playing Y2K, just because I hear the... Like, it has good ideas, but the game was designed, like, terribly. Yeah. I had a feeling that. Because if you remember correctly, at the end of Innocent Sin, they bumped into each other, and everyone was there, even though they didn't know each other. So, I'm assuming that probably has something to do with this. Oh, I was going to go into what kind of things I do know about this game. I do know... I have seen the last boss in the ending. I don't think I remember him as well. But I have seen those. I know about a Pacific character I mentioned when we started. From Persona 1 who appears in Eternal Punishment. I know a little about. And like I said, I know Joko's identity. I'd say that's the major stuff I'm aware of. Oh, there's probably going to be a lot more than faithful meetings. There's probably going to be a whole freaking mess is probably more like it. Hopefully I don't end up with a knife in my throat, though. Anyway, always just get to school quickly. Didn't even walk you. They use Maya's theme for so many songs. Hell, she even got a song in Persona 3. It is a good song. Miss Smith. Seriously, they called her Miss Smith. Okay, so Anne's in here. Oh, that gentleman looks familiar. I wonder who the hell he was. Yeah, like I said, we'll be talking about Innocent Sin. So if you remember correctly, that's the OG main character's brother in Innocent Sin. It was nice to see that he did not die in the fire of the police station. I was greatly concerned he was dead. You will see why here in a little bit, probably. Well, I'm gonna go and investigate that Shinobi case where the twin daughter gets kidnapped. Thank you for your cooperation. I got more busier things to do. That one Kino guy keeps fucking up today. I gotta go save his ass. So he's missing, but he was just at the shrine now. There was a very interesting video going into how Maya's theme is. Oh, really? You'll have to show me that on Discord. I'm not aware of that. I want to see that. Please share that on Discord. If you would mention that in Discord. Just when you link it, mention has spoilers for Innocent Sin and P5 for others. That would be much appreciated. But obviously I beat Innocent Sin and I finished Persona 5, what has it been, 2 years now? Been a little while that. But yeah, I want to see them. Now I haven't played Royal yet, though I've seen a few the changes. So it's nice they kept a lot of the characters' names still. So it's going to be weird seeing a lot of the P1 characters, because considering the PSP version, they kept a lot of OG names as like nicknames. I would imagine they probably kept those for this localization. I wanted to see how they're going to explain having the OG version set in America and then you go to this. I don't know how they're gonna really do that outside of just like, oh, we'll exchange students from America. We stopped living in our house 24/7 and got a bit of a suntan for once. Yeah, I want to know who the fuck Joker is now. The sooner we get rid of Joker, the faster this shit can be saved. Liberal-minded. Well, retro liberal-minded, not modern liberal-minded. So you have liberal-minded, middle liberal-minded, and batshit crazy. Just how you have the light, medium, and insane version of anything. You have retro liberal-minded. Yeah, modern liberal-minded doesn't really talk about freedoms much. Does show you how that kind of mindset has changed a lot. You know, really, going through Innocent Sin and a few of the things I know about Eternal Punishment, I feel like it's almost like Persona 3, 4, and 5 literally just took aspects of Persona 2 for because Persona 4 involves mortals and a lot of fighting your, like, the parts of you don't like in the cast. There were mortals in Eternal Punishment, and the cast, I would assume, in both titles, but we know for a fact in Innocent Sin, fight those shadows. Then you got the level, the, like, death theme, which is very heavy in Persona 3. And then you got a bit of a level, and then you got the whole mastermind puppeteering thing going on, like in Innocent Sin and 5. So there's a lot of, like, familial elements just used in the other ones. Pretentious. Man ran over a student, died, and somehow related to bizarre mortals. Man, this is just Persona 5 all over again. It's destiny. He'll be my husband. They're just obsessed with it. Joker this, Joker. And then you got the whole Joker thing. You know, I really, like, when I go back to Royal, like, there'll be something I never really noticed that might be a reference to Joker in Persona 2 or something. You still call your own phone. So it's same system, but different effect. Call yourself still. Fortune teller. Well, there are tarot cards. That? Oh my goodness, he's fucking alive. The monthly moo. Wow, June's father actually is still alive. And he's still obsessed with crazy. Oh, no, please, after Innocent Sin, I don't want to hear about fucking UFOs underneath the city. Buddy, don't make me stab you just to make sure this shit doesn't happen again. I don't want that shit to be happening again. We don't need that again. Okay, let's move on here. Nice to see his father, though. Aliens and Persona is just weird anyway. Now, this theme was in the PSP game. Now, I played the PSP game with the remix because it was just kind of touched up on a bit more. It wasn't necessarily, like, changed drastically like they did with Persona 1 on the PSP. If only it worked that easy. And old compass. So there's no mini-map in this version, That's gonna make dungeons really, really annoying. Probably want to save. Oh, fuck. I forgot to, see... Persona and slot 1. Yeah. The OG version of this song has a really nice, like, it's really calm. Like, I could like sit back and just go sleep. Just to give you some context, a giant spaceship was... Yeah. But yeah, it's all rumors. It wasn't really true, it just came true because of the rumors. It's all really weird. It's Sin is an experience, that's for sure. When I get around doing a review, definitely it's going to be kind of questionable if you're looking for a tough game, because the PSP version overall it was all RPG. The later half was a bit harder, but still overall it wasn't super hard or anything. What are the schools exactly like I would imagine the layout's probably... Item... Found 2 item, Awakening G. Oh, there is a map though. You can use triangle. Hopefully it's not buggy like... When I was playing the PSP version, sometimes icons would shift from one floor to another floor. See, I'd rather the menu be triangle. So I'm probably going to accidentally hit that a lot of times. Oh, I wanted to look at what the hell these... Probably... Well, she had medicines on her. Oh, okay. From sleep. Yeah, that's gonna be the interesting thing. It's been a while since I played it. Like, I played most of the well-known JRPGs on the PS1 during the PS1's life. So, it's... I told you my birthday before. You forgot? It's January. Getting more talk about dragons. We're not compatible, so we can't become friends anymore. We'll have to leave and not know each other. Oh man. She wants a boyfriend so bad. I can't even, like, imagine how somebody could have so much trouble trying to get a boyfriend in, like, nowadays, because so many people want to find someone to go out with nowadays, so I don't know. The days before the internet became so big, I guess, were just a different time. It's almost like we've seen this in another game before. $3B. Okay, so I'm taking that's where we need to go. Are those signs for what rooms were? Let's see. It does have a message thing like the previous one, it looks like, yeah. So he said 3B, so I would imagine... What floor are we on? So... Oh, there's A still. There's B. So then it should be the 3rd floor then. So I need to go to the 3rd floor, classroom in the middle area. We still aren't demons. It's also good we can run. I was kind of worried we were going to be walking a lot. So it's good to know running's in the OG versions of these games. Because it would be a really long game to do this every day. Really long game. But yeah, honestly, I would recommend playing Innocent Sin Willy Strike It if you had any way to really play it. Because I really do think it was a really good game. Well, Persona 1 I think is a lot more forgettable because of its age not being very heavily involved. There it is. Innocent Sin was a really good story, so I'm definitely looking forward to seeing this one more. Now, in the Innocent Sin timeline, Anne joined the masked cult, so... Looks like she ain't gonna get away from this new timeline storyline much. He's been gone, he hasn't came home. And you know, when you think about it, the brothers' relationship's a lot like Makoto's and what's her sister's name in Persona 5? You know, they have that kind of relationship too. That you know, the more I'm looking at this, the more I feel like Persona 3, 4, and 5 just literally whipped segments of Persona 2. It's like, take that and that'll be the main plot, and take a few of these elements and that'll be the game. Now there aren't social links in any of the 3 retro titles. Anything else to say? So I guess we need to find Anne then. He's just missing. I want to know where my brother is. No, I just activate the same conversation if I talk to him. Well, considering the end game was in the courtyard thing, maybe it might be worth taking a look down now. Actually, I wonder if the principal's still the same. So get this, Striker. This is... So the principal is like the first boss in Innocent Sin, and he uses the Joker rumor to get his ideal of getting hail and being loved by the children, even though he's an asshole. And after you fight him, he jumps out of the clock tower, and then a student asks you if he survived or not. So at the time, I didn't realize it, but after I realized, like, oh shit, did I just... Because the game focuses on rumors. So I said, I think he survived. So at the end of the game, when the Nazis invaded the school to go to the last dungeon of the game, he fought off the Nazis and protect the students. I'm like, well, that was a weird twist. I need to look up what happens if you said he didn't survive. I'm kind of curious what happens then. You know what? But don't say... Yeah, a lot of modern fans don't like the retro title. Like, there's a big divide between the two, the original 3 and the newer 3. Because you gotta keep in mind, 2 is 2 separate games, so there are technically 6 games, not 5, But yeah, you know, it's interesting how many elements they took from the plot of 2 and used them in 3 other titles, in a way. Not that I mind in any sense. But yeah, that was weird. And the principal was the vice principal of the first Persona game, if I remember correctly, where he was practically going bald, if I remember correctly, so... You know, him wishing I had hair and I was beloved by my students is just weird. So, if I remember correctly, the courtyard's on the first floor, obviously. And I think it was near the entrance. So... Yeah, so it should be out here. I wonder if he still has a statue of himself out here, too. Yeah, what was weird? There was a rumor. Yeah, it's still out here. There's the statue. Now, wait. How does he have hair, though? How does he have hair? He used Joker's rumor in the OG timeline to get hair. I mean, the statue doesn't have hair, so... So he got hair unless it's a wig. I guess it could be a wig. I don't think the principal is in this game. Maybe he appears as an NPC. Oh, no real role in the main plot, Hardening? Wasn't his name in Japanese like some parody on like, hyena like that, something like that? He's an hard ass. He's also hated heel. So yeah, that was probably his name in the original localization of the first game. Man, he's being harsh on all. I have to wonder if he's wearing a toupee. I mean, it's the same hair that he got in Innocent Sin. Well, she looks the same. Star Trek athlete. Well, I guess as long as she ain't hanging out in, like, bars doing drugs like she was doing. Not Mordor. Now... Now, she wasn't in Innocent Sin. 2 athletes. What is this? More Persona 5 syndrome? What's up with cruel teachers in these games? Well, then again, I guess in Persona 4 you had the sexy teacher that wanted to seduce everyone. It's like, oh my, and everyone's like, ah, good lord, she's trying to seduce us. Which is kind of weird considering you would think there would be at least one student that was like tempted by her. Because I mean, like in Persona 3 there was that one social link where he was trying to get with his teacher. But all the students in Persona 4 are like, oh no, 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 no. I just find that kind of hard to believe there wasn't like at least one student like, oh. Also, do you remember the emblem course from the first game? The first goal affected was Anne's sister. She even had this portrait. Did she? Really? I'll have to take a gander back at my first videos for that. I did not notice that. That is a terrible way to fucking die. I wouldn't want to die like that. Like, wasn't their face melting or something? I mean, that's not a good way to die. Okay, so, the more you know! Yeah, you know, just say that right next to me. You know, you can just be Ryuji, be like, man, being the Phantom Thieves is awesome! Let's scream in a night day at school! Phantom Thieves, I'm a Phantom! Just, you know, just admit you're gonna do it, you know. I'm gonna murder him. That doesn't seem suspicious at all. So yeah, she's his sister. Wait, what? So this thing took you to the final dungeon in Innocent Sin. It wouldn't be good for phones. Yeah, that doesn't seem strange at all. Does a statue come to life this time? Praising the Almighty. Follow me. Don't rely on me. Don't rely on me. That God bless America. Don't rely. Like, what kind of statue is that? Don't rely on me. Good principle. No wonder schools are better off. What? Well, worthless principle. Oh boy. Well, still have to wonder what the hell happened to his hair, though. How did he get hair? Is it a toupee? Did he grow it? I mean, his statue's bald. So, if the layout's the same, I think. Was this the teacher's conference room here? So, I think it was on the 3rd floor down that hallway. I think. Yep. So this is outrageous. This isn't how you do a school. This statue is ridiculous. Oh. I don't like that red stuff there on the Ooh. Well, it must have been a toupee because it's laying on the ground now. At least I think that's it. Like, that, like, on the white side top, I think that's his hair. I mean, he's clearly doesn't have any at the moment on his head. Well, I guess he doesn't get a happy ending in this timeline. I can't even tell, is his foot even there? It looks like half his leg is gone and whipped off. Our hero of justice. Well, I guess he's better off in the original timeline now. It's like, well, you know, the Earth might have blown up and Nazis invaded, but they're all dead. We're alive still in space on a flying saucer, and everyone loves me, so, yeah. Well, that escalated pretty quickly, though. Oh, fuck. Wait, now we're suspects. It's like, I'll need you ladies to come with me. He's just standing there like... What do you think this is? Look at him. I can barely tell what, like, his lower half looks like it was mangled to death. It's him. It was Kamoshida. No. Yeah, you know, that is a good point. Because Persona 2 started off really odd. Because everyone's, like, awakening their personas for bizarre reasons. Like, in every other title, it's like, serious shit happening. Persona! Or fighting your shadow or something. But in the Instant Sin, it's like, hey, I want you in my band. No. Well, I'm gonna beat you up with my persona. It's like, what? How you got a persona? Persona! Persona! It's like, holy crap, you got personas! You got personas! Everyone got personas! It's like... a very strange reason. I mean, later in the game, you know, we realized why they had their personas, because they awakened them when they were wee little children as opposed to high schools, but you know, at the beginning where you don't know that, it's kind of like, why is everyone awakening their personas for like bullshit reasons? It's like somebody threw a pin at you. Persona. It's like, you will regret throwing that pin at me. I also like how some of them referred to him as like death bringers. Like Michelle and that one student referred to him as death bringers at first. Oh, he's not even suspecting us? Wow, that's different. I'm usually used to this kind of situation. It's like, okay, you're the murderers. But then again, I played Danganronpa, Phoenix Wright, and, you know, like, everything under the sun in that regard, so... You're returning to the scene of the crime. No, that doesn't always lead to good things. I mean, look at what happened to Scooter. Poor Scooter. Poor Scooter. You're just gonna leave me with a dead, bald guy? Seriously, it looks like his feet were just whipped out. Like, it looks like a stub with no foot. It's hard to tell, because, you know, spikes are... Quick! After that teenager! Oh. What that? This is escalating quite quickly. It's a rampaging dog. Can't you tell? It's a demon. A demon! Oh, we're gonna still have the inverted thing. Oh, and there he is! The man! The lady! The person! The thing! The entity! Welcome to this game's Joker. So, yeah, he looks nothing like the Joker in Innocent Sin. That's pretty damn creepy. Oh, you know, I just noticed you can see a tuffle of his hair sticking out of the bag there. I wonder if that was on purpose to maybe give you a slight hint to who it is. I'm so scared. I'll say this about Joker in this world. We did meet Joker, the person who is Joker in this world, we did meet in Innocent Sin. Now, I'll leave it at that until the game reveals who it is, or we get to wherever the point is for that. Kind of a odd theme. Pretty low tone now. Yeah. I mean, I guess you could also tell with the skin complexion too. I mean, in the other one, I don't think you even get to see June's skin in any part of his outfit in Innocent Sin, so. But yeah, this ain't June. lot more bigger sideways, not so kiddish looking. That's what the rumors say. Yeah, just some crazy murderer just walking through the schools. Oh, now this is different. Well, not different, but so he knows what happened then? Oh, that thing! What the hell? That thing is big. I got a gun too. 501. Oh, finally, someone out of all these games calls it out. You have firearms. That's a crime.
Persona, pull out your persona.
Voice acting. Oh.
What is this feeling?
See, the only voice acting in Innocent Sin was at the beginning and end of battles, so this is actually nice to see. Oh.
I am Helios, bearing the ancient sun. I am the one who violates the night. I shall become your loyal chariot.
Yeah, that's interesting, because his brother was, his personas were very fire-related, so that makes sense for him to be sun-related. More fire. No, don't stab me! I'm not gonna get stabbed too, am I? Don't stab me!
I am thou, thou art I. I cometh from the sea of thy heart. I am the brilliant mother Maya.
So she still has the same persona. Oh, instant death, right? Yeah! I'll go with that.
Yeah, that's it. Keep it up. But I'm not gonna kill you now. I'll have the demons kill you slowly.
Well, that's convenient. The voice acting in this game is weird. To be frank, some of the characters' lines are delivered in a very static manner. Well, it's a PS1 game. Not really a time of some of the greatest voice acting in the world. You were almost a Jill sandwich. Stop! Don't open that door! Chris! Jill! Wait! The master of unlocking things. Albert! You know. not the greatest line reading in the world.
Remember, you can't run from fate.
Crap. We don't need the apocalypse again. No. Oh wow, that looks painful. Ow. Well, that was a total punishment. Yeah, it was a pretty short game, but I guess it was still nice to see the kills. But of course you gotta consider for the time. Ooh, now we're getting flashback. Hey! I didn't see any symbols on that plane. There wasn't even an iron cross on there. They just took it out. Yeah, just wipe that symbol out a little. So, yeah, like I said, I know who it is, so it makes sense. I wasn't aware of them actually being aware of Innocence, and now I just kind of figured it was their new role in this timeline. So I imagine this is probably gonna play out like when we. Yeah, no voice acting? Boo. It's gonna be like, some more voice acting, yay! No. I never got to have a boyfriend, no! My life was meaningless. And for those who are familiar with Persona, we meet Philemon again. That is not true, I invited you. Now, Philemon's like flashing. Like I said, consider who the voice. Yeah, like I said, I'm just leaving as we met who the Joker was in Innocent Sin during the progression of the game. So it'll be someone, if you followed or played the original Innocent Sin, you'll know when we get there. But I just wasn't aware of them being aware of Innocent Sin, so. My name is Philemon. I exist between consciousness and death, the one who granted you the personas. Ruler over the ego, revealer of truth, and the cradle of all unconscious actions. It seems he was weakened for some reason. So, I'm really interested to see Philemon's storyline through this game, because as future players will know, Philemon never appears in his human form ever again through the franchise as of this moment. If it's him, I believe in Persona 3 and 4 that in interviews they did confirm the butterfly is Philemon. For 5, it's questionable, and I don't know if butterflies appear in Q or Q2. And there's no butterflies in the arenas. No one anyway. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that one. But for 3 and 4 at least, they did confirm the butterfly is Philemon. But I don't know the full story, but I always kind of thought maybe, like, because of Innocent Sin, Philemon became greatly weakened, and in a sense, he couldn't do what he was able to do in Innocent Sin and Persona 1. Hence why he stays a butterfly in the rest of the franchise, but that's just a theory. I'm kind of interested to see how that plays out, and see if that kind of goes with my thoughts on that. What is a persona? Your powers are hidden deep within your heart. Like a god or a devil, it is another self. Like a god filled with love, like a demon malice, humans go through life with many faces. Your current appearance is just another face, and so is your persona, one of many. Another you with a physical conflict. Like our original forms? What is your purpose in giving us these? He is represented by a yellow butterfly in this game. I don't know why he is blue butterfly in later games, if that is the case. See, that's something I don't know or understand why he is... Because in Persona 1 and Innocent Sin, yeah, he's a yellow butterfly, and as we saw, he's a yellow butterfly in this too, so I don't know why he is blue. I don't know if there's an explanation for that in Eternal Punishment. But I do remember there are interviews where they confirm the butterfly in 3 and 4 or film them, so. Of course, you can always retcon and be like, oh no, yeah, they won't film them, we changed our minds. I have something to ask of you. I underestimated the string of misfortune was too deep. They made tears of blood. This side only you can save. I can't understand you. Warning, rumors will become reality. Light within hearts of people. So yeah, something's wrong with Philemon. See, how I always interpreted it is that I guess making a new reality was a big strain on Philemon. Well, it's down to school. And that did. Though the demon dog appeared to have left us instead of mangling our legs. If you count this as being alive, this is one of those cases where fiction is getting way stranger than reality. Not really? This is kind of traumatizing you. I don't know, the capitalized U sounds kind of rude, so yeah, kinda. I think that kind of describes everyone. Yeah, the Joker did just kind of threaten me, so that probably actually is why. Yeah, and he also said he was going to murder her. I gotta do my job, you know. Wait, she did say that she would kill him? Wait. I think there was a I think somebody swapped. I mean, to be fair, well, I mean, you could probably tell from the voice, but well, you saw it firsthand. You know, considering his position, he is awfully welcoming to all this weirdness. You know, it's kind of nice to see a cop, like, be like, you know what? This is all insane, but I'm just gonna go with it for now. Come with me, if you want to live. Well, might as well. I mean, she's a boxer or something. I mean, if you remember, we saw her at the walkout place in Innocent Sim when that building was going to get blown up, so... I would imagine she fights with her fists. Wow, he's going to actually let me use the guns. I'm just gonna let a high school have dual pistols. That won't seem questionable. That was a long time ago. Took you a long time to respond to all that. See, I know I'm gonna hit triangle a lot of times when I went to menu. So welcome our third party member. So now we can actually access all this stuff. Of course, we don't have anything to look in there yet. Level 3, level 1. So they're both at level 1. So she's weak to wind, weak to waddle. So waddle still exists in this. Hello, welcome. Yep, Tonal Punishment. Tonal Punishment. We finished Innocent Sin last weekend. If it was someone he knew, such as giving guns to two people, yeah, they'll kind of. They got really big. I like that. Whole beginner spell is just an instant kill. What a waste. Unconscious? I'm pretty sure it kills them. And they actually use some of the OG names. I always wondered that. See, I don't remember if Revelations Persona uses some of the OG names, not sure. So I guess let's just get the fuck out of here, I guess. Oh no. I was expecting that.
Police, everyone freeze!
Like that's going to work. In the tutorial again. Well, I mean, if you want me to be honest, not really, but... There's no need to be. I'll only eat your brains slowly. Well, I doubt anything's changed from Innocent Sin, but I guess might as well just make sure. Oh no. The giant penis on a chariot car is pretty terrifying. Oh, fuck me. He's always usually like a super boss in half the SMT games. I like the EP music more. Well, it's still the beginning, so I haven't gotten to listen to any unique tracks too much in this yet. I hope there's at least a version of the song when you fight the Nazis in Innocent Sin. That was a pretty good boss thing. Well, I'd like to try, but you all get so pissy about everything. Joy! Supposedly. Squishy. Oh, give us a whale tarot card? That's different. Oh, unless he means, like, cards that give abilities. That might be what he means, actually. I'm pissed. I eat you. Yeah, that's the sucky thing about making them angry. Squishy. I like innocent sim music more, but I can respect your squishy opinions. I happen to be scared. You're making a sin liking innocent sin more. What do they call it? Eagle. Interest. Yeah, we're gonna probably want a lot of cards. Ooh, excuse me. Because this is supposed to be... Oh, and he mentions the Velvet Room. That's kind of weird for them to know about that, but, Googie. You know, that's probably the one thing I find weird about the Velvet Room in the older titles. It doesn't really get a lot of explanation. It's just like, yeah, it's just random room located in several places that no one's ever really questioned. Hey, did you hear about that new store down in the mall? What, the one with the nose? The nose. The nose knows what he knows. He's nosy, too. You could say playing this game is my eternal punishment. Oh my goodness, the corniness is getting out there now. So it looks like everything's the same except maybe there's an extra reward. Possibly, meaning... depending on what he meant by whale tarot cards. If it's anything like some of the later enemies in the previous game, though, sometimes that ain't always the case. Wise, foolish, cheerful, gloomy, aggressive, timid, tempered, and arrogant. This is a really well-formed, squishy slime, by the way. And those are pretty random a lot of times. You know, speaking of which, the last time I was watching the RPG Quest guy, he just finished June's dungeon in Innocent Sin, and he was doing the warehouse and stuff. He's like, man, it's so annoying, these random questions they ask you sometimes. Oh, and he just fucking leaves. Game over. So there are any O's in here? Yep. Okay, so loading between battles pretty quick.
To have their face smashed in.
What was that? Local zombies?
Freeze!
Oh, didn't even let me select stuff. Okay, so that's basically autoplay. Random questions are really pointless. It just removes your choice to... They basically just make it so you can't always get the same outcome 100% of the time, essentially, which I understand, but at the same time, it can be very annoying. You can still change your persona. Shows you the rank. Still get the bonuses too. So you don't look like you can see how compatible they are though. Now I did warn in at least the OG Persona game that you couldn't see compatibility, so that seems to be a case in this too, so we'll probably have to be a little more cautious about that. Looks like there's still fusion spells too. And apparently right off the bat we can actually do one. Battle mode. What the hell is single supposed to be? Can't select strategy anymore. So I'm assuming... That still basically acts like autoplay. That I don't know. Ooh, pretty big hit on mine. Okay, well, I'm just messing around. The menu system is very different for the PSP, that's for sure, so... So, from what it looks like, I'm basically, like, setting up what I want them to do for autoplay. Oh, I get that. I'm just... I played Innocent Sin on the PSP before, so I'm just kind of seeing how the menu's different. Because the menu... I was told the menus are so much better in the OG games compared to the PSP one. Like... It felt really sluggish, so I'm just kind of messing around with it because I'm just kind of curious. So yeah, it seems like you set the orders in, and then you just basically set them to auto combat, essentially. And then you can cancel it and change it. So you can't really contact the zombie. And it looks like you can still mess with stuff like that too. Man, the personas... Also, like, it's probably because the PSP is more zoomed out, so it can do widescreen. But they look so much bigger on my screen than this. Level up! Still get 3, and bonus is agility. So, see, that's HP. Now I probably want to get some SP. You can't mess with anyone else's. Have to see if the casino has any good ones to use. Damn it, see. Now is level up still... Okay, good. Level up still max everyone. Now the question is, do you get SP when moving around? I would imagine... Oh. Okay, there's no going that way then. What? Okay, so it looks like we have to investigate the school then. But like, went around the school again.
Whoop-ass time!
Oh, she still says it. Okay, so the commands do carry over from battle to battle.
Go.
I mean, his persona looks like a humanoid Morgana, really. My persona's Morgana. Fuck you. Okay, let's see what... Let's see... You can see how many cards you still have. The whole system is automated, but you can choose to stop it anytime and change your attacks. Keep in mind that it will keep going for as long as you're not willing... So yeah, it just basically works like... From the PSP game, it essentially works just like how you automate it. Like, just... auto. So it doesn't make you go through the characters individually like it does in PSP. The menu selecting is way faster too, so... Yeah, I think I have to go with, yeah, the PSP version feels very sluggish. Fortune telling. So you basically have June's shit. You know, viewing... maybe Pixie like that. And then Impossible. Oh. So you don't get to select from different things. They only have one command this time. She didn't like that. Special punch. Pixie, first I would like to know where you were at the time of the incident. Well, if it's anything like a lot of the other demons, that usually scares them. That hurts? Nah, come on, it should have been creepy. Should have been creepy.
You have anything to say to your fans?
Okay, so none of the single ones make them happy. And I think it's, yeah, fully pressed off now, so... Alright, kill it. Don't say I didn't try. They hit really hard early on, though. And I don't have anything really for healing. Nobody has any healing moves. And I have like 3 medicines. So, we're actually in a bit of a pickle if we need healing. On the upside, I would imagine they'll level up a few times quickly. Like, what's the... Assuming I can, look... what is he got next level anywhere? Oh, there. Yeah, he experienced. So yeah, it should be easy to get a few of the levels. So I'm gonna go cook something to eat. If I'm allowed to make some suggestions, try experimenting a lot with the battle system. Yeah, it's definitely different from the PSP game. But it definitely feels way, way quicker than on the PSP. So definitely going to have to go with it. Definitely feels sluggish on PSP. Never mind, gets a level up. Always focus points on dex since healing skills scale. Okay. Yeah, why? Like right now, I'm wanting to try to get some SP. I might boost our HP a little bit with the next level, but I want to try to get some SP. So I'll try and mix some dex and tech. We'll see about that.